And fans, we'd like to welcome you back to Nissan Stadium here in Nashville, Tennessee, as Tennessee State will be kicking off to Tennessee Tech. Tech won the toss and elected to receive.
That's a young team trying to get their offense on the field.
And a long, high kick, and Mosley really put his foot into it. He has the kicking duties and the punting duties. As a freshman, he has really done a great job. Had the little pooch at Austin Peay, and it really shook him up for a minute. Yeah, of course, Coach Reed helped, but did shake him up for a minute.
Yeah, Mosley has done a phenomenal job kicking the ball for the Tigers. Both of their kickers are true freshmen and are doing a great job.
All right, let's see Bailey Fisher. Bailey Fisher, 111 yards, 1,100 yards on the year so far in passing, and the freshman doing a great job. Going back in the backfield. There's motion on a fumble, and the ball is loose, and it's recovered by Tennessee Tech, number 82 for the Golden Eagles, Seth Hunter. And I'm going to tell you something. The fumble drill didn't work that time. Number 25 for the Tigers tried to pick it up instead of pounce on it, or the Tigers might be looking at 1st and 10. Vincent Sellers, great athlete, second leading tackler on the team. So there's a loss of the play, and the Tigers stack up. The run up the middle might be a few more yards lost.
Yeah, as you see early, the Tigers are going to take away the run option for the Eagles. I mean, they had 8 guys in the box that time with one single high safety. They got penetration up the middle with their junior defensive tackle, Patterson.
Fisher up to the line. Now he's back in the shotgun. Tigers coming hard. Fisher's in trouble, and they got him back around the 8-yard line. And Tennessee State with a quarterback sack.
Yeah, that's something that the Tigers have really wanted to see from Mickey Brown, number 48, the transfer from University of Alabama. And so he just got his first sack of the game. And so, therefore, that's what the Tigers got what they needed. They needed third, and they got off the field on 3rd down.
All right, and that's his 3rd sack of the season, too.
All right.
And so he leads the Tigers in sacks. The ball's all the way back to the 8-yard line. I'm going to quit throwing those hand signals at you.
That's all right.
Back to punt is Luke Maynard. He gets a boomer. Comes down around the 46-yard line, and there is Rowland. And he scoots his way across the 35 to the 34-yard line. And it's going to be a 1st and 10 for Tigers on a 28-yard return.
Well, that's the dynamic junior from Brentwood, Tennessee, Chris Rowland, who is currently leading the FCS in all-purpose yards with 181 yards per game. You knew it wouldn't be long before we called his number 3.
Well, Tennessee Tech had a rough ride on that first series of downs. Let's see what Hughes is going to be able to do for the Big Blue Tigers coming in his 2nd start of the season. Ball to 33. Hughes back to pass. He's going all the way on the 1st down, and it's touchdown, Big Blue, on the reception for the Big Blue Tigers, number 13, Devon Johnson, and he just outran his defender.
Yes, indeed. That's what he does. He's a long, lanky receiver out of Alabama, and he's a deer when it comes to running that streak route, and he caught that ball right down the sideline, the left sideline, for a touchdown. That's a quick start for the TSU Tigers. Well, Coach Reed has to be excited about that.
Adekunjo on the defense, and he just couldn't keep up with the speedster. It's 6-0 into attempt. Is Zeta. Had a little rough ride in the middle of the first part of the season, but he's settled back down now. His kick is up, and it's good. So the Tigers leading 7-0 early in this first quarter. 13:04 remaining in the first quarter of play. Tennessee State University struck first goal. So
yeah, so that was a shot in the arm for the offense. They needed to come out and make a big play. They got the ball in plus territory against the Tech defense, and they struck quick with about a 34, 35-yard touchdown pass. First play of the game. Welcome to homecoming 2018.
Well, you know, the Tigers historically win every game or won every game when they scored first. the history's kind of gotten changed now, but Tennessee State has put points on the board. They were leading 14-0 early in the game last week against Murray State. And, of course, it didn't end that way in the first half. But the Tigers have got to stop making mistakes. Right now the mistake hurt Tennessee Tech. Let's see if the Tigers can keep from doing what's been plaguing them this entire season.
Well, the thing is, the keys to the game was, number one, no turnovers for the Tigers. They're minus this year on the season. They've given the ball away a lot. So they've had 15 fumbles and lost 7 of those. So that was one of the keys to the game. Number two key to the game was the young Tigers. There's a bunch of them out there that haven't played much freshmen. And so that being said, that's a fast start for the Tigers.
Fans with the score, Tennessee State 7, Tech nothing. You're watching OVC Football on ESPN+.
Red Dead Redemption 2, coming October 26th, rated M for mature.
PlayStation.
Kicking off for the Big Blue Tigers is number 41, Mosley.
Yeah, that's another touchback for Mosley. He's starting to do that a lot. I mean, that's a true freshman kicking that ball straight into the end zone on the fly.
And he does the punting duties too. I like to see the Tigers get a punter in here, though. Sometimes it does get a little confusing, but it's great that he can. All right, it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Golden Eagles at their 25. And there's a pass, and it's incomplete. Pass intended for Jeremiah Edwards, and he just couldn't hold on to it.
Yeah, Jeremiah Edwards is a freshman out of Nashville, Hillsboro. He's the big play receiver for the Eagles. He has 3 touchdowns on the season. He just couldn't catch that one.
Goldsmith in the backfield. He's another guy with 3 touchdowns. And Edwards also trying to get a little help back there. Goldsmith cuts up the middle and finds nowhere to go.
Yeah, the Tigers' defense are crowded around the line of scrimmage. I mean, they have 8 guys in the box and are determined to keep the Eagles to get their running game going. That's only a gain. Oh, that's a loss of a yard.
Yep, loss of a yard. Jeremiah Kane on the tackle for the Big Blue. 3rd down, 11. Fisher looking to the sideline. Bailey Fisher, 1,100 yards on the year passing. Hadn't been able to complete one yet. He's on the move. He's got a man upfield, and it's intercepted. He's still on his feet around the 40. Down to the 33-yard line on the interception for the Big Blue, DeJure Nesbitt.
Yeah, DeJure Nesbitt is the shutdown corner for the Tigers. That's his 3rd interception of the year. Last time we were here in Nashville in Nissan Stadium, he had a pick 6 against Bethune-Cookman. So actually, the Tigers have come out fast. This is exactly what Coach Reed talked about early before the game. So they got to keep the momentum.
They got to keep it going.
1st down, TSU Tigers.
And again, Tennessee Tech struggling early in this ball game. Fisher trying to go up. A good call. Just had double coverage back there, and really a tough situation to pass into.
Yeah, he got early pressure from Mekhi Brown off the right edge, and so that kind of just threw the timing off on that play.
In motion, Newbo still on his feet. I want to call him Newbo. That's Chris Rowland. Hey, when he gets to moving, you can't see numbers. He's a speedster. Chris Rowland is leading. I think he's number 2 in the nation in all-purpose yards.
Well, he's number 2 in receiving yards at 135 yards, but he's number 1 in FCS with 181 total all-purpose yards.
I knew that the professor would have the proper stats. That's why they pay you the big money, buddy. All right, pass complete to Johnson, and it looks like it's going to be 1st down for the Big Blue.
Yep, that's classic football right there. You hit him, go to Johnson the first time on a streak route, then the next time you come to him, you act like you run a streak and hitch it up for a 6-yard gain. That's a first down, Tigers.
Hughes, back pass, and it's incomplete. Boy, pass was intended for Rowland. You know, he was in a similar situation against Austin Peay, and when he caught that ball at the end of the end zone, I don't know how he held on to it. This time he couldn't. It was right in his hands, too.
Well, right there, Hughes has to throw a catchable ball, right? I mean, that would have been a fantastic catch, but he can put a little touch on that ball, and Chris walks into the end zone. But nevertheless, you rarely see anything touch Chris's hand and not get caught. So, second down for the Tigers.
All right, second down for the Big Blue. Ball at the 20-yard line. Tigers leading 7-0 early in this ball game. Hughes passing again. And he's got a man open out there. And it's going to be close to that first down marker. I think the receiver on that play, number 23, that's to Kendrick Robertson. And he picks up about 9.
You know, a sign of a good back is you got to make one person miss. And most time it's the first guy, and that's what he did. He gained 8 yards after contact. So now you got 3rd and 1. Looks like that ball is on the 11-yard line. This is a big play for the Tigers. They're around 47% on third down conversions this year.
And Tigers over 80% in red zone scoring. Matter of fact, only been stopped one time this year. Big guy on the run, and he's got end zone in front of him. Touchdown, Big Blue.
Yeah, that's the classic big boy package. They bring in the big running back and run a little inside zone. He broke the first tackle and walked in for pay dirt. Touchdown, Tigers.
11 yards on the play. Excuse me. And that's Corbin. He's a big guy. Marco Corbin, 6'1", 225, plays bigger.
Yeah, he was brought in this year just for short down yardage situations, and he's been excelling very well in that. Nevertheless, he takes a 1 yard to gain to an 11-yard touchdown run.
Well, fans, the Tigers have scored twice with 10 minutes and 16 seconds remaining. Fans, we'll be back in a moment. You're listening to watching OVC Football on ESPN+. Fans, we're back here at Nissan Stadium. Khalid Mosley to kick off. He's kicked 2 into the end zone so far. This one's going to hit right at the end zone. And the Golden Eagles return it back to the 19-yard line.
Yeah, it's time for the Tennessee Tech to try to slow the pace down a little bit. They want to run the football. They have a true freshman quarterback at Bailey Fisher. So this has got to get one first down, some positive plays, and they can get themselves back into the game.
Cunningham averaging 19 yards of return, and he got 19 yards on that one. Ball on the 19-yard line. Fisher's dangerous, but he's had a lot of trouble in the first 2 series. Of course, the Tiger defense hasn't made it too easy for him. And the Tigers swarming at about the line of scrimmage and make the stop right there.
Yeah, on the play was the senior, Ladarius Cook, who was a question mark before the game. Looked like he was there to make the initial contact. That is a no gain for the Golden Eagles. All
right, Golden Eagles taking no time coming up to the ball. It's going to be 2nd down and 10. There's a quick pass, and Tigers right there. A slew of Tigers on the tackle. The reception to Melvin Holland. Melvin Holland Jr. and nowhere to go.
Yeah, on the stop was Nick Harper Jr., who was also on the injury list last week. Looked like he's out starting the game this week.
It was picked up about 5 yards on the play, so did a great job of getting all he could. 3rd down, 5. Fisher by himself, wide outs to either side. Got a man in the under through it. Had a receiver coming back for the ball, but he just threw it way too short.
Yeah, it looks like that's number 9, Josh Cunningham, out of Murfreesboro, Tennessee. That was the intended target, but the true freshman just didn't have enough arm on that throw. This is another 3 and out for the Golden Eagles.
Yep, unfortunately, the punter, Luke Maynard, in the game, standing inside the 10. And he gets a low punt. Roland really wanted to take off with that one, but the ball didn't. It did a football bounce on him.
Yeah, those are the ones as a punt returner you'll like to try to return because it's a low line drive kick and everybody doesn't get into their lane. And usually you have a good 5 or 10 yards before somebody gets close to you, and he thought about it long and hard. He wanted to return that football.
Now, for you golfers, you'd love to have those chip shots and those sand shots stop like that ball did, right?
I tell you, if I could get my 60-degree to check up like that, I probably could, gain 4 or 5 strokes around.
The problem is my tee shots in like that and go about as far as that one did, about 40 yards.
Yeah.
All right, fans, Tennessee State University homecoming 2018. The Tigers leading 14-0 early in this ball game. And Coach Rod Reed was on his interview, coach's show earlier in this week. And you know what? He just said it. We got guys hurt. I'm not going to make an excuse for it, but it's a reality. We lost our quarterback. Fortunately, they had 2, and Hughes is a great quarterback also. But he's playing with a different team that he started the year. Golden Eagles about the same, except they've got their starting quarterback.
Oh, yeah. Well, the Tigers have really struggled to try to keep bodies out on the field. I mean, they've even moved some offensive linemen over to the defensive side of the ball. Raymond Horton, who started off as an offensive guard, is now a defensive tackle. You got a walk-on that started as safety last week, and Diesel St. Clair. So, I mean, you're just trying to get healthy bodies out on the field right now, and they've changed their defense to a 4-2-5 because they didn't have any more linebackers.
And the Tennessee Tech offensive line is loaded with freshmen.
Yeah.
I mean, due to injury, and I mean, it's just tough out here right now. All right, the Tigers have it 1st and 10 on their own 46. First run of the game. And a pickup of about 2 yards on the play.
Yeah, that was Earl Harrison, he was a late scratch last week in Murray, Kentucky. Now he's back this week on that carry, a 2-yard dive.
All right, 2nd down, 8 yards to go. Tigers finally put the ball on the ground. It could have been another run. I don't remember one.
Yeah, well, Corbin ran it in for about 11 yards.
Yeah. And he gets past 2 tacklers up the field for the 1st down and finally run out of bounds at the 39.
Yeah, that was Earl Harrison again. They call him Superman. He's from Memphis, Tennessee on the carry. 2 rushes, a 1st down. That's a great equation to have.
13 yards on the carry, and the Tigers have it 1st and 10. Yeah, I think he got a late hit on him.
Yeah, that's one of the things that
I think it was more like a push, but still late.
Right. That was one of the things that has hampered the Tigers is that their opponents have 20 less penalties on the season than they have. The Tigers have committed 44 penalties in basically 5 games. That's 9 per game.
Well, this is unusual because this one's against Tennessee Tech.
Yep.
So the Tigers benefited from a penalty, and fortunately nobody was hurt. 1st and 10, Tennessee State on the 24. Hughes back to pass, and it's incomplete. Pass was intended for Harris, and good coverage. Harris almost pulled it in, but it was great coverage on the play.
Yeah, that was a double move. That was a little out and up, and that was a great pass. It was almost, like the defender never saw the football.
He didn't.
But nevertheless, there wasn't a lot of contact, so that's a great play for the Golden Eagles.
Adekunjo on the defense. He's had a busy day so far. Tigers moving the ball up the middle. down at the 20-yard line, pick up a 4 on the play.
Yeah, that's the Tigers doing a little zone option there. The quarterback has the opportunity to keep or give it to the running back. He chose to give it to Earl Harrison for a 4-yard gain. That's 3rd and 6 inside of the Golden Eagles territory.
Tigers 3rd down, 6. Here come the Golden Eagles. Hughes back to pass. It was contact and flag on the play. Had 2 TSU receivers in the same area, but one of the receivers was knocked down. Probably a miss route, but still, luckily for the Tigers, there was interference.
Well, one thing's for sure. If the 2 Tigers don't fall on that play, Devon Johnson has his 2nd touchdown catch of the game because he was going to be wide open on the post route. So nevertheless, they call holding on that play. So that's the 1st down for the Tigers. And the offense is just in a groove right now. The Eagles are going to have to do something to slow this down.
All right, with the penalty, the ball moves to the 10-yard line. Tigers will have it 1st and 10, leading by 2 touchdowns. Hughes and Harrison in the backfield. Harrison's trying to get around the corner. Great defensive swarm by the Golden Eagles. A lot of people on that tackle.
Yeah,
Akers, Edwards.
Well, the Golden Eagles have a very experienced defensive line. I mean, they're filled with juniors and seniors. And, of course, their big-time playmaker is their Mike Backer, Josh Poplar, and he looked like he got there on the play as well. The Golden Eagles are bending but not breaking currently.
All right, we're still early in the first quarter. Tennessee State University having a great first quarter. Harrison on the carry again. Crosses the 5 down to the 4. It's going to be 3rd and goal.
Yeah, the Tigers are starting to run a little stretch play there. They're falling behind their redshirt freshman Anthony Jeter at center. And then the JUCO transfer, Raekwon Allen, and they just followed him for those 4 yards. It's 3rd and 4. It's 3rd and goal from the 4.
All right, Hughes having time to get his team settled down. Wide receivers all right.
I believe that's an illegal formation. That's the timeout Tigers, yeah. That was going to be a penalty.
Yeah, Tigers called timeout because they were going to be moving backwards. All right, fans, with Tennessee State University having the better end of it right now, we're going to take a break. You're watching OVC Football on ESPN3. And he's going to be tackled way back at the 20-yard line. And the Tigers' first mistake in this ball game is now out of touchdown range, and this will be a field goal attempt.
Yeah, well, the Tigers called timeout before that 3rd down play because they had 4 receivers on one side. The tight end was over there as well. They come back and get it fixed and then have a mental mistake with a bad snap. Those are the things that have hurt the Tigers all year.
Zito in the game to attempt a 28-yarder. It's 38-yarder. Kick is up, and it's good. So the Tigers put 3 points on the board, and that's the kind of mistake that we don't want to start seeing if you're a Tennessee State University Tiger.
Yep,
it just makes you feel like those times are coming back. Fans, we'll be back in a moment as the Tigers lead 17-0. You're listening to Tennessee State OVC Football on ESPN+.
Back.
We'd like to welcome you back to Nissan Stadium here in Nashville, Tennessee, as the Tigers have gone up to a 17-0 lead. There's the kickoff. And he's going to be brought down around the 25-yard line. What I was trying to say before the commercial is Tennessee State has struggled with mistakes and turnovers at inopportune times in the game when they're really moving and getting things going. The coaches don't want to see that kind of thing starting to happen this early in the ball game. because it's been a problem.
Well, definitely it was a problem last week against Murray State. They were up 14-3, turned the ball over, and they scored 35 consecutive points to beat the Tigers.
Tigers dug in and really made a stop here. Now, I noticed something. I know that you're the guy that does the color, but Justin Culpepper was lined up in the wrong spot. The linebacker, Stauder, moved him over to his right, moved him right into the hole where the runner came, and he made the stop. So Stauder saw something from his middle linebacker position, got it straight, and, of course, good looking out.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's what you need from your middle linebacker to get everybody set. On that last carry, it was David Gist, the freshman out of Cookeville, Tennessee, for no gain. And Bailey just missed on another pass out there on the edge to number 13, and we don't have him on the depth chart currently. We'll get that. So that, once again, is 3rd and long for the Golden Eagles.
That's Cam Singletary. Just came in the ball game, and Singletary on the – no, it wasn't Singletary. He's in the game. But first down, Singletary is number 2. And that was, I believe, Gist on the reception.
Yeah, that's
the first down.
Yeah, that's the first down for the Golden Eagles. So now they're going to try to get some rhythm going on. It's been a tough start for them, but they're a team that can score a bunch of points, so they're not out of this game.
And Gist again on the carry, moves the ball up to the 42-yard line, pick up about 5 yards on the play, and the Golden Eagles starting to move the football.
Yep.
And get him back up to the line of scrimmage awfully quick.
Yep, that's how you get yourself in rhythm, a first down and go quick.
There's Singletary. On the swing pass, he's got his first down and a little bit more as he's brought down inside Tennessee State territory at the 48-yard line. A pickup of 10 yards on the play and a first down.
Yeah, that little swing route really hurt the Tigers last week in Murray, Kentucky. Offensive coordinator Trey Lamb, who played at Tennessee Tech, probably saw that film and starting to go to that a little bit.
Second first down for Tennessee Tech. Singletary, 5'8", 162 pounds, but playing big right now. Singletary on the fake, and up the middle goes Fisher. He's got running room and hard to bring down as he's finally brought down at the 25-yard line. 23 yards on the carry and another first down for the Golden Eagles.
Well, that's Bailey Fisher's M.O. He's led the team in rushing several games this year, and he's one of those guys that can throw it but also likes to run it. And the Tigers on defense have always been hurt by the zone option, especially when the quarterback keeps. And that's a first down for the Golden Eagles.
And just called Culpepper's name, and he's down. It looks like his knee. I don't know which one it is, but the trainers are coming out now to check him out. So, Golden Eagles starting to move the football now.
Yep.
And mixture of passing and running, and the game is starting to come together.
Yeah, one thing that we talked about is that, the Tigers were in the red zone and made a mistake and had to kick a field goal, and that ignited, Murray State last week on a similar situation. So now the offense and the defense feels good about not giving up a touchdown inside their own 10. Now the offense has come out and got a little inspiration from that, and they're moving the ball on the Tigers.
And that's the offense that Tennessee Tech has shown potential to have, as Tennessee Tech in prior games has shown that they can move the ball, they can score, they have players that can make big plays, and it was just a matter of time before they started moving that ball up and down the field, or down the field.
Well, they're a dangerous team, and they're doing the things that other teams have done against the Tigers that's been successful. So we know the quarterbacks have always given Tennessee State a problem when they are a mobile quarterback, and now they're starting to use their weapon, Fisher, on the pass and the run.
All right, first down and 10, ball on the 25-yard line. Tech's loading up on the left side. and they had a lot of blockers over there.
Yep.
They had a lot of blockers over there, and Seth Hunter on the carry, pickup of 6 yards on the play.
Well, the MO against the Tigers is attack their edge, and that's what the Golden Eagles are starting to do now. They're starting to, everything is starting to attack the edge and then run the quarterback on the zone option. So the Tigers are going to have to tighten up their edge protection if they want to slow down the Golden Eagles.
Fisher with a spin move. Brazil making the tackle, but not before Fisher picks up a yard or 2. Big third down play for Tennessee State, 3rd and 3.
Well, the Tigers have been pretty good on 3rd down, and this looks like an illegal formation as well.
Oh, fumble on the play. And the Tigers have recovered. On the recovery, number 18 for Tennessee State, Terry Strauer. But I'm going to tell you something. Sometimes you can just get a little too cute. And Tech was moving the ball, and in motion was the wide receiver, Seth Hunter. When he came back, it just...
You know, that's the downside to all the RPOs. There's a lot of ball movement and a lot of fakes. And if you have a little bump of the ball or a little misstep or you're not in rhythm or timing is off on those type of plays, and that's what can happen.
I think he just bellied a little too far on the fake, and he couldn't get back. You know, it's just unfortunate. All right, but for the Big Blue Tigers, a bunch of fortune. There's a pass across the middle, and it's complete. Harris on the reception, and 14 yards on the play. First down, Big Blue.
Yeah, that was a big-time pass by Michael Hughes, the junior out of Nashville-Hillsboro. He kind of stared. He kind of looked off that safety and then threw that inside post route to Treon. Treon, a former quarterback, you know, he caught that ball and got down because that safety was breathing down his neck.
He knew it was coming. There's a pass to Harris again, and he's close to the first down mark. We'll have to see where the ball will be marked. Looks, they said move it. Another 10 yards for Harris. So the last 2 plays for Treon Harris, 24 yards total.
Yeah, the Tigers are starting to play with a little tempo. They got a little rhythm here, and Michael Hughes has really started off fast in this game. So they want to keep that up. And because, you know, he always likes to play well in Nissan Stadium, and he's off to a great start.
On the carry for the Big Blue Tigers, Earl Harrison. And Harrison down at the 48-yard line. Pick up of 4 yards on the play. Hughes back to pass. And the Tigers pick up a first down. On the reception for the Big Blue Tigers, Malik Abdul-Hik. And another first down for the Big Blue.
Yep, that's just a simple out route. And he just threw it out. The defender fell. And that's another first down. And we're at the end of the quarter. First for the first quarter, the Tigers are up 17-0. A fast start for the TSU Tigers.
All right, fans, that's the end of the first quarter. That's the end of the first quarter, fans, and Tennessee State University leading 17-0. We'll be back for the second quarter of play in just a moment. You're watching OVC Football on ESPN+.
On Saturday night.
In Nissan Stadium for the beginning of the second quarter. I'm Howard Gentry Jr. along with Derek Fleming. And we're bringing you OVC Football on ESPN. It's homecoming in Nashville, Tennessee, Tennessee State University homecoming 2018.
Yeah, we're back from the first quarter, and the Tigers started out very fast with a touchdown, a 33-yard touchdown on the first play from the line of scrimmage for the Tigers. And from that point on, it's been the TSU defense stopping the Golden Eagles pretty much on every drive. And then the Eagles just had a little momentum, and then they fumbled the ball in plus territory. So everything's going right for the Tigers right now.
So far, so good for the Big Blue. Here's the quarterback. Hands off up the middle. Again, a great scamper by Earl Harrison. Harrison close to the first down, and I think he's about a yard short.
Yeah, there's a lot of balance with the Tigers' offense. We talked about the fast start from Hughes, but they're also getting the run game going as well, as Earl Harrison has really had a good start to the game with several carries for plus yardage.
9 yards for Harrison on the run, and it looks like they're going to have him racked up in the backfield. A loss of about 5 yards on the play.
Well, that was all Earl Harrison. I mean, he missed where he was supposed to go. He was supposed to go inside of the tackle. He chose to bounce it out. That's where the Eagles were, and that's a loss on the play.
Yeah, only a yard loss. Ball back to the 30-yard line. And it's going to be third down for the Big Blue. 3 yards to go. Hughes. Fake to Harrison. There's a pass to Harris. And it's going to be a first down for the Big Blue. 10-yard pickup. Harris with 34 yards so far in the last 3 receptions.
Well, the thing is, the Tigers have to get their weapons involved. Treon Harris, there's a dual threat quarterback now, a receiver. He has some of the best moves on the team, so get the ball to him. That's another first down for the Tigers.
He does. Roland's been a little quiet. He's back in the ball game, hasn't been in there much lately. Pass to Harris again, I believe. Yes, that was Harris on the reception down to the 15-yard line, pick up a 5 on the play.
Yeah, Coach Parker is really mixing it up on the offensive play calling now. I mean, he's gone exclusively to an RPO, which they're faking that dive to the running back and getting it out quick to the receivers. Tech is really having the problem containing that. You should see more of that in the game.
You might see Abdul Haig right now, 6'6". He's out wide to the right. Might be a good time to put him in the end zone on the corner. Well, he comes across the middle, and his interference. Boy, there was no way one-on-one with him at 6'6" that he could be contended with. Fisher's 6'1", though, but he's giving up 5 inches.
Well, that's Malik Abdul-Haq, the transfer in from the West Coast. You shorted him an inch, Howard. Oh, he's 6'7".
Wow.
And he's a legitimate 6'7", and he's a great athlete as well. Plays safety. He plays safety at 6'7". Can you imagine that?
Wow.
He's really been helpful for the Tigers, and he's going to be a red zone target for the next 3 or 4 games because he's getting more and more involved with the Tigers' offense.
Well, he's come out the game now, and with the penalty, I can see why. The penalty moves the ball up to the 2-yard line. So it's going to be first down and goal from the 2. And I got a feeling everything that's going to happen the next few downs is going to be on the ground.
Well, I don't know. The big boy package is not in the game.
It's really not.
Usually it's DeMarco Corbin time when you get into short, distant situations, and he's not on the field. They have regular personnel out there.
Yes, he is. And in the backfield, number 23 to Derek Roberson. Tigers have a penalty.
Yeah, that's a false start on
Johnson. That changes things. It pushes the Tigers back 5 yards and makes that lineup look more real. But again, another red zone error for the Big Blue.
Well, you just don't have to be too cute, as you spoke of it earlier. You have a big boy package, bring the big guys in and snap the ball, and the band is playing right into the offense, so that probably has something to do with it as well.
Right. All right, 3 wideouts left. In motion is Roland to the right. Hughes back to pass. The rush is on. Boy, did he catch it? Harris caught that ball one-handed. Touchdown, Tennessee State.
Yeah, that was what you call a back shoulder throw. The defender had his back to the ball the whole time, and then Hughes just threw it to his back shoulder, and Harris made a super play.
Oh, it's caught hands. It looked like a one-hand catch, but he's still a great catch on the backside. Wow.
Well, we've called Treon Harris's name a lot in the first part of the game, and that trend has continued as he got wide open on that end route, that streak route. And like I said, the defender never saw the ball, so it was either he was going to catch it or drop it because the defender couldn't touch it.
Well, the kick is good, and the Tigers go ahead by a score of 24-0. And you're listening and watching Tennessee State University football on OVC and ESPN+. Well, fans, we're back as the Tigers scored on a Hughes to Harris pass in the end zone, and there's the kickoff. And the Golden Eagles are going to return it up to about the 20-yard line. On the return, Singletary.
Well, if you're the Eagles, what you just want to do is keep the momentum going that you had briefly on your last drive until the turnover. They had found some opportunities on the edge. Let's see what the Golden Eagles do here.
Fisher, the quarterback. Goldsmith on the carry. Might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe a pickup of one on the play.
Yeah, they're really trying to get Goldsmith involved. He came in as the leading rusher for the Golden Eagles. They have to give him more touches.
Fisher taking his time. Still 11 seconds left on the game clock. And Singletary on the carry.
Yeah,
that up one.
That play looked like he had a chance to be successful, but Cook came from his safety position and pretty much closed the gap very quick. Cook was a question mark to play today. He's been suffering a leg injury, and that's a tough play for the senior.
A big third down for the Golden Eagles. Fisher back to pass. He's got to get out of there. He throws, and it's right on the first down marker. We'll have to see where the mark is going to be. That could be a first down. It is.
Well, that's a tough play for a right-handed quarterback to run to his left and then turn his shoulders and make that throw. That's big time for the true freshman. First down, Golden Eagles.
Cal Oliver on the reception, 6'4", 226 pounds, out of Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and it's a first down for the Golden Eagles.
Yeah, they're going to keep trying to get that ball to Goldsmith. He is their bell cow. That time on the play, Vincent Sellers, the sensational sophomore out of Florida, came out and came screaming into the backfield for a tackle for a loss, 2nd and 11.
Loss of one on the play. Fisher's back there by himself, 3 out wide right. There's the pass, and it's complete for a first down. Yep. On the reception, number 7, that's Poplar. No, I'm sorry, wide receiver Jeremiah Edwards. Poplar and Edwards carry the same number. One's a defensive player.
Correct. Edwards is the freshman out of Nashville, Hillsboro. He has 3 touchdowns on the season, and he's the big play receiver for the Golden Eagles.
11 yards on the play, first down, and they had to stop play to get the chains, I guess, untangled to get them set up properly.
Well, no, Tennessee Tech subbed 2 players.
Oh.
And by rule,
Tigers
the defense have a chance to change players as well, so they held the play so they could allow the Tigers to substitute some players.
There's Tech with a lot of movement, strong left. He fakes it that way. Here comes the rush. Fisher back to pass, throws it out of bounds. And Brown did a very smart thing. He could have put a lick on him, but he held up and just did a little push, and the Fisher was right on top of it.
You know, those days are gone.
Yes,
you
they
cannot
are.
hit the quarterback when he's vulnerable or out of the pocket like that, and that was a smart play, by Mickey Brown.
I said, yes, Brown. All right, 2nd down and 10 for Tennessee Tech, trailing 24-0. Fisher getting the signals from the side. He pumps, he throws, and almost picked off.
Well, that's Nick Harper Jr. Of course, his dad played in the NFL, Nick Harper, and as he just got back into the starting lineup today. He hadn't played since the first game, but Bethune-Cookman played a little bit last week. But he's a guy that you don't want to flirt with because he has breaks on the ball like his father did, which is that should have been pick 6 for himself.
Should have been, couldn't hold on. 3rd and 10. Fisher on the run again. And he had a receiver open, but couldn't hold on to the football. Kind of thrown to his back. On the intended reception, Mitchell McClurg just couldn't hold on.
Well, it's just a tough start for Bailey Fisher. I mean, think about it. Last year this time, he was playing high school football. He's a true freshman. He graduated early and enrolled in Tennessee Tech in January. So he's been in this system about 10 months, basically. And right now he has no time to survey the field and make a play. He's just having a tough night right now. They got to protect him.
Night. Well, rolling back around the 20-yard line. Haven't heard much of him in this ball game so far. Going to try to kick it away from him. Oh, boy. And it's just not rolling right for Roland. He tried, but they know what they're doing. They're kicking it away from him and making it a difficult punt to retain.
You know, myself, I was a punt returner in my day, and I can remember my coach always saying, Derek, you're the punt returner, but the first thing you have to do is catch the ball.
Catch the ball.
So he needs to scoot up a little bit and catch the ball so that he can make a play. Nevertheless, he got away with it. But, you know, he's trying to make something happen. You know, averaging 181 yards per game. So right now he hasn't been really into the offense right now, but that's okay because of the points. But you know, he's trying to make something happen.
Of course he is, and believe it or not, fans, it's still first half as the Tennessee State Tigers have a 24-0 lead, and it seems like this game has been going on and on. But the fact is that it's just been all Tennessee State to this point, and Tennessee Tech trying to find a way to stop the Tigers. Now, one thing is Tennessee State hasn't started very many times this deep in their own territory, so for once Tech has a whole field to work defensively to try to stop the Big Blue.
Well, talking with Coach Dwayne Alexander before the game, I mean, this is his first year. He's looking for his first win. But I can tell you that the folks in Cookeville have themselves a great coach in Dwayne Alexander. He's coached 30 consecutive years in the state of Tennessee. He was the head coach down in Cumberland for a little bit. He's had 4 different titles at Tennessee Tech, from graduate assistant, offensive line coach, running back coach, and now they gave him the keys to the ship, and now he's the head coach. And I have no doubt that he's going to build a successful program at Tennessee Tech and in Cookeville.
Well, I'll tell you what, he can do it. It's hard to do this season when most of your players are freshmen, but this is how you get it started.
He said he was going to build a strong foundation by each recruiting class. He said he had 18 and 19 scholarships coming up this year, but he wants to see each freshman be seniors. That's when he expects this team to really, turn it around.
All right, Tigers 1st and 10, starting from the 18-yard line. Hughes back to pass. And it's going to be a first down for the Big Blue. On the reception,
look like to Kendrick Roberson.
Kendrick Roberson on the reception, and he picks up first down.
Well, that was just a smart play by Hughes. That shows he's maturing as a quarterback. You know, he was looking downfield to try to make a play and maybe squeeze one in, but he took the check down and allowed his running back to make the first down. That's a smart play by the junior.
10 yards on the play, covering on that play. was at Acunjo. 1st and 10, movement.
Well, that's Jelks that had the false start. He's just getting back. Didn't play last week due to a quad injury. He's a guy that can play anywhere on the offensive line for the Tigers, and he just moved early there.
He did, and quad injuries are not easy to overcome, and I'm sure he's kind of taking it easy out there. Sometimes not easy, but sometimes you try to get a jump, keep yourself from getting hurt. As pass across the middle to Johnson, and it's complete up around 35-yard line. Pickup of 8 yards on the play. Flag on the play.
Yeah, it looks like the Tigers coaches are not happy about something over there. It must be on the Tigers. Well,
all right.
That's back-to-back penalties on the offense, a false start and a legal formation. Those are the things, those are self-inflicted wounds that good teams just don't do. The Tigers need to get it together. Don't look at the scoreboard. Try to be better each play, and so they can have a successful homecoming, to say the least.
And you're supposed to know whether you're legally a receiver or not by where you lined up. I never played receiver, but I kind of think I know that. All right, Tigers have it. First down and about 20 yards, and there's Rowland. He's got open field ahead, and he's put the Jets on. First down, Big Blue, rolling all the way out to the 46-yard line, and it's going to be first down on the 29-yard catch and run by Chris Rowland.
Well, we just talked about it earlier. You know, he hadn't been involved in the game so far, and he was really anxious to try to make a play. He ran a crossing route there and turned on the Jets and got all of the 20 yards by himself on that play. First down, Tigers.
All right, 1st and 10 for the Big Blue. Flag on the play.
Yeah, that's another false start either on the center or Jelks. It looked like everybody expected Jeter to snap it. Yeah, that's on Jeter. It was actually 55. We don't have a 58. That's 55, the center, Anthony Jeter, the redshirt freshman out of Memphis Whitehaven, who made that snap infraction because everybody else thought that the ball should have been snapped.
Well, Jeter now is in the game. Burton's hurt. Well, Jeter actually started the year at center.
Yes, he did, and then he set out for 3 games and returned back last week and had a pretty good game, considering that you lost your senior leader, Thomas Burton, at left guard, and he played center as well. It's been a big task for Jeter to come in and replace that production.
Yes, the Tigers lost Burton, and that was a big loss. The strongest man on the team. Is really one of the smartest guys on the team. He was just everything. He was a leader, and he's probably still on the sideline over there, but he's done for the season. Hughes back pass. Complete to Johnson across the middle, down to the 35-yard line. First down, Big Blue.
You know, Michael Hughes is throwing some beautiful passes. I mean, that is a BB that he just threw to Ron Johnson. And the Tigers are having their way with the Golden Eagles secondary right now. But if he has that much time, man, it's hard to cover anybody for that long. The Eagles are going to have to get some pressure to slow down Michael Hughes. First down, Tigers.
First down for the Big Blue Tigers all the way down to the 36-yard line. Flag on the play, trying to get outside to Kendrick Roberson.
Right. Well, that's all onto Kendrick right there. I mean, he has to run the ball back inside. The defenders are being blocked outside. He runs outside and causes a holding call on the tight end on Cavett. But if he turns up the field, I mean, he's still running. And that's the Tiger. both running backs have done that today, not turn the ball back up inside of their blockers, and that's something we got to watch for and see if they can fix that, because they're causing penalties because they're not running properly.
All right, Tigers with a 10-yard holding penalty. Moving them again backwards. Ball on the 46-yard line. It's going to be first down, 20 yards to go for the Big Blue.
Yeah, the Golden Eagles brought pressure that time as well, as we talked about how they're not getting any pressure. So they're starting to blitz now.
And there's Johnson again, across the middle, and he's going to get knocked down just short of the first down. 19 yards on the reception. It's going to be a second down and 1.
Yeah, that pass is to Devon Johnson, and he's running that little skinny post. And the Tigers are catching the Golden Eagles in cover 4. And once that guy breaks inside, the safety is chasing after someone in his quadrant. And that play has been open all game.
And off up the middle, first down and more, as Roberson brought down at the 21-yard line. First down, Big Blue at the Golden Eagle 21.
Well, this is reminiscent of some of the big-time drives the Tigers used to be able to gain, because they've had 2 10-yard penalties on this drive and made both first and 20s. And so that being said, the Tigers got to stop shooting themselves in the foot. You can't get away with that all the time.
Here's back pass, and it's incomplete, almost intercepted. Good play by the defensive back, number 12, Deontay Wilson.
Yeah,
almost picked that one off.
Yeah, Deontay Wilson is their big-time safety. He's their everything in the secondary, and that time he didn't vacate his quadrant, and Hughes didn't see him at all, and they were lucky to get away with that pass, because that should have been an interception.
Pressure's on. Hughes looking inside to Rowland, but really there was nothing there. Rowland took a big hit. Sometimes you got to take care of your receivers. That might have been ill-advised.
Yeah, that time you just want Hughes to tuck the ball and get as much yard as he can, and that was real close to a late hit. Surprised it wasn't called.
All right, third down and 10 for Tennessee State, as the halftime is ticking down. 4 minutes. There's a pass to the Giant. 6'7" instead of 6'6". And it's going to be a pickup of about 7 yards. 4th and 3.
Well, you know, you're playing a homecoming game in Nashville. All the momentum is on your side. You wonder if Coach Rod Reed will go for this, but nevertheless, he sends out the true freshman Anthony Zeta for a 34-yard field goal attempt to keep the momentum on his side.
Well, this will be his second field goal attempt of the game. So far, 1-1.
That's a delay of game.
All right, again in scoring position, Tigers penalized 5 yards for delay of game.
Yeah, that's something. I mean, that's been the theme of this whole drive is penalties, penalties, penalties. They've had 5 on this drive alone. So this is what you don't want to see from the team that's trying to clean up those type of mental errors, to have a drive up by 24 points and just have a penalty fest. Just a lack of concentration, basically. That's all that is.
Tennessee Tech calling timeout with 3:22 remaining in the first half. Now we've got, with the penalty, I guess Tech is trying to come up with a strategy to maybe block this kick, or if the kick is blocked, what to do. And fans, we're going to take a break. You're watching OVC Football on ESPN+.
Hughes is 14 for 18 for 109. That change. Nevertheless, what we want to do is see a victory for the Tigers first.
All right. It's going to be a 38-yard field goal attempt. Zito up, and it's good. That's his second field goal of the ball game, and he's been spot on with 2 field goals and hit all his extra points. He's back on track again.
Well, unfortunately, we hadn't had a chance to talk about the Golden Eagles' fantastic kicker, but nevertheless, Mr. Nick sorry, we're going to break. I'm sorry about that.
We got to go to break. We got to get paid here.
Right.
Fans, we're going to take a break as Tennessee State University. We're going to stay right here with you, fans, so you'll get to talk about the kicker,
Nick Mandonia.
He's the top kicker in the nation. Had a chance.
Correct. It might be I think it's Mandana.
You know what?
Let's have a look here.
We'll figure that one out.
Well, nevertheless, he's still
the number 1 kicker.
That's right. He has 59 consecutive extra points made, and if he had a chance today, he would break the Tennessee Tech record. So the Eagles' offense got to have a chance to go into the history books today, but they're going to have to get something going positive on the offensive side of the ball because it's been all Tigers so far today.
Well, David Gitz has had the opportunity now to utilize or enact the new rule now, as he called a fair catch on the kickoff, and the ball is spotted on the 25-yard line. So rather than returning, he elected to call fair catch, and that offense will take off from the 25. There's a pass out to the flats. Complete to Stafford. And Stafford picks up a couple yards on the play. 3 yards to be exact. Second down is 7.
Yeah, once again, I think the Eagles took that time out before that field goal to save some time and give themselves a chance to score because the Tigers get the ball back in the second half first.
First time we've seen Fisher under center. There's a handoff. And on the run, Jeremiah Edwards. He's listed as a wide receiver and picks up a couple more yards, picks up 3 more yards. It's going to be third down and 4.
Yeah, that's the true freshman out of Nashville Hillsboro, who's their big play receiver. Once again, the Golden Eagles are trying to attack the Tigers' edge. That's where the Tigers have been vulnerable all year.
Rushes on. Fisher's found a lane, and he picks up the first down as he slides down around the 39-yard line. It's going to be first down for Tennessee Tech.
If you're Tennessee State, you got to understand that the true freshman quarterback, he's going to look a little bit, but he's going to tuck it and run. So he wants to run the football. They have to make sure they contain him. First down, Tennessee Tech.
And another pickup of 3 yards, maybe 4 on the play. And, when Tech gets their offense going, they really can move that football. It's just that, as TSU has done in the past and has done in this game, mistakes have caused problems. 5 yards on the carry, ball at the Tech 44-yard line. It's going to be 2nd and 5. Pass to the flats. And it's going to be a first down. Derek Moore. Oh, that's Singletary. That's Singletary. All 168 pounds on him. First down for Tech. Ball at the Tennessee State 47, a pickup of 9.
Yeah, if you're an Eagle fan, this is what you want to see, the team get some type of rhythm before half.
Oh. I don't believe the receiver knew that ball was coming. As Fisher dumped it out to number 32, DJ Worthy.
Yeah, Mr. Worthy wasn't paying attention on that one. He had some space as well, and they come right back with their leading rusher, Goldsmith. That was an opportunity miss there.
All right, 2nd and 10 as Tech continues to get up to that line of scrimmage. Fisher under center. And he's going upfield. Got Singletary out there defending on the play for the Big Blue. Number 10, Nesbitt. Good coverage.
Well, we talked about Fisher and the strong arms that he contains. That time he took a shot down the middle of the field. You kind of figure a shot play was coming. He just overthrew him, but the junior from Florida, Mr. Dejon Nesbitt, was running step by step and running step to step with that receiver. So that's an incomplete pass. 3rd down and long for the Tennessee Tech Eagles.
Now, Singletary's 5'8", Nesbitt's 6'1". Had it been equal height, might have been a different shot. Fisher on the throw. It's complete across the middle to the big tight end. And it's another first down for Tennessee Tech. Ball marked down at the 31-yard line. Pickup of 16 yards for Tech.
Yeah, that's Clint Zerke on the play from Wayne, Illinois. He was a late starter for that play in this game. That's his first catch of the day. First down, Eagles.
That ball was thrown behind the intended receiver, Andrew Goldsmith, but I think Fisher might have just needed a little more time. He threw that ball behind him, and now he's got a stop clock and 25 seconds left in the first half. They'd love to get points on the board going into the dressing room. They're almost close enough for the field goal kicker. Tigers coming this time. Fisher on the run. He throws, and it's incomplete. A good effort by Darius Stafford. Couldn't hold on inbounds.
Yeah, that's the talent of Bailey Fisher, and that's why he's starting as a true freshman. He had a blitzer come right down the middle, straight at him, and he avoided that pressure and then was able to throw a strike down the field. Unfortunately, the receiver was out of bounds, but you just see the arm talent there.
Fisher back pass, and it's a sack. Back at the 41-yard line on the sack for the Tigers, Ronnie Killens.
Yeah, Mr. Killens is one tough guy. Unfortunately, he lost his mother last week, and he chose to play that game at Murray State. And he's once again playing this week, and he comes on the safety blitz. He was the guy that came last play and missed him. On that time, he didn't miss.
Ball back on the 41-yard line. A loss of 10 yards on the play, and it's going to be a big down. Might be the last down of the first half with 11 seconds remaining in the half.
Well, this is Nick Mondonia time, and that wind is coming from the north. I think the wind will be to his back on this kick if they decide to kick it. He already owns the record for longest kick for a Tennessee Tech field goal kicker, and this right here would be 58 yards if they decide to kick it.
Well, if they're not going to kick it, they're going to fake it because he's in the ball game, and I think we'll have to call it officially 59 yards because the ball is closer to the 49-yard line than it is the 48, so they usually give them the closest yard.
Well, currently he has the FCS record for the longest kicks this year of 54, 53, and 52-yard field goals. He's already on the Fred Mitchell Awards watch list. So this is his time. This is his first opportunity for the game, and let's see it for ourselves. We've heard about it. Let's see the big leg. It's done like, when you got a kicker that has a big leg, the ball sounds different when it's contacted. It's like a cannon sound. And we had a great kicker a couple of years ago in Lane Clark who kicked the same way. So let's see what Nick Mandonia has right here on this 59-yard field goal to end the half.
I thought he had a 57. We'll check that. Hey, once you get past 50, what the heck? All right, well, let's see. Ball is down. The kick is up.
That's short. And they're going to run this back.
Oh, going to be short.
Yeah, that wind was helping earlier before the game. But, in Nissan, that wind kind of swirls.
It does.
So, nevertheless, that wind might have hurt him on that kick.
Because it does look like it's blowing kind of to the west.
Correct.
Rather than the south. And so... but anyway, at any rate, we know he's got a big leg because he has shown it in the past. 4 seconds remaining in the first half, and the Tigers are going to take a knee as Johnson is back in the safety spot. And it's going to be halftime. So the Tigers take a knee, and that's going to end the first half here as Tennessee State University is leading by a score of 27-0. All right, fans, well, halftime at Tennessee State is a big deal. And while that big deal is getting ready to start, we're going to go for a break. You're watching OVC Football on ESPN+.
He's a long, lanky receiver out of Alabama, and he's a deer when it comes to running that streak route, and he caught that ball right down.
Settle back down now. His kick is up, and it's good. So the
But is the shutdown corner for the Tigers. That's his third interception of the year. Last time we were here in Nashville in Nissan Stadium, he had a pick six against Bethune. First tackle and walked in for pay dirt. Touchdown Tigers.
11 yards on the play. Excuse me.
And he's been excelling very well in that. Nevertheless, he takes
a 28-yarder. It's 38-yarder. Kick is up. Sometimes you can just get a little too cute. And Tech was
his back shoulder, and Harris made a super play.
Caught it. It looked like a one-hand catch, but he's still a great catch on the backside. Wow.
Excuse me. That streak route, well, we just talked about it earlier. He hadn't been involved in the game so far, and he was really anxious to try to make a play. He ran a crossing route. He was just throwing some beautiful passes. I mean, that is a BB that he just threw to Devon Johnson. Yeah, Mr. Killens is one tough guy. Unfortunately, he lost his mother last week, and Okay. We standing up? Are we just talking?
No, y'all just talking.
Okay. Home girl. She from Jackson, Mississippi. That's where I'm from.
Fans would like to welcome you back to Nissan Stadium in Nashville, Tennessee, as Tennessee State University and Tennessee Tech are playing to a 27-0 ball game in the first half. Tennessee Tech failing to score in the first half. Tennessee State, of course, taking advantage of miscues and turnovers by Tech, but also putting forth great defensive and offensive efforts, something that we haven't quite seen over the last few ball games, as Tennessee State has a 3-game losing streak.
Yeah, that's one of the things we talked about coming into tonight's game, is that both teams were trying to find some success. It's been a tough season for the Golden Eagles by playing a very, very tough schedule, having some key injuries, and just having a bunch of young guys with a new coach first year at the helm, Coach Dwayne Alexander. Nevertheless, he expected his team to play better coming off the off week. Just so tonight, there's just been too many mistakes. Their quarterback, Bailey Fisher, the true freshman out of Rayburn, Georgia, has had a tough go at it as well. He's 8 for 19 in the first half, real low completion percentage, while the Tigers quarterback, Michael Hughes, is 14 for 18, which is 77% completion percentage, and he's just been on fire in the first half. So nevertheless, don't count the Golden Eagles out. The second half has been a struggle for the Tigers, and so we're going to see with them getting the ball coming out of halftime, what they'll do with it and see if they keep their foot on the gas.
Well, what we have seen for Tennessee Tech is flashes of the type of offense that have racked up the numbers that Fisher has shown, and of course the total offense. And so they have shown that they can move the football. They've shown that when they're not making mistakes, they can be very consistent. And they made a smart move when they called that timeout and were able to get points on the board. Well, no, they weren't able to get points on the board, but attempted to get points on the board by the toe of their great kicker, Madonia, who unfortunately came up short.
Yeah, that was a 59-yard field goal attempt. We said earlier the wind was coming from the north, which was to his back, but it looked like it might have shifted and began to swirl in the second quarter, which left his kick short. Nevertheless, they're going to look for some positives coming right out of halftime break, and the Tigers need to make sure they don't break down mentally and don't think the game is over with and start to make mistakes, which has hampered the Tigers all season.
Well, the Tigers have been one Tiger, Chris Rowland, has been loudly silent in this ball game, and he's caught passes for over 100 yards in every ball game, and not much in this game. So let's see what will happen as the Golden Eagles kick off to the Big Blue. Tigers on the return, and it's Johnson. He slips and falls up around the 28-yard line. Hope he didn't injure himself. I think he was just dejected. I think he was getting ready to turn on the burners, and his feet got slid from under him.
Yeah, that Johnson thought that the senior, Dale Porter, was going to kick out on the only defender that was had contained on that play, and Dale missed that block. If he makes that block, he's still running. But nevertheless, the Golden Eagles come out with a quick stop on the kickoff return and look to get off the field, a 3-and-out right here.
Well, again, as you said, Michael Hughes, 14 of 18, 191 yards and 2 touchdowns. Handoff up the middle, and being tripped up is number 23 to Kendrick Roberson. And boy, I'll tell you, just a touch of a toe and a trip, and he would have been in the end zone. Ball up to the 48-yard line, 20 yards on the run, first down, Big Blue.
Yeah, that was Shannon Fain on the stop, the shoestring tackle for Golden Eagles that saved the touchdown.
And there's Rowland on the reception, hard hit around the 46-yard line. Rowland still getting up slow, but he's okay. He's not the biggest guy in the world. And a pickup of 5 yards on the play. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
Yeah, he actually ran into his own player right there. He ran into Lachavius Simmons, who's about 6'5", 320, and that wasn't a nice collision right there for Rowland.
Roberson on the carry, and there go the Jets as he picks up the first down and more as he crosses the 30-yard line down to the 29. Pickup of 17 yards on the play, first down, TSU.
Yeah, that's to Kendrick Roberson, the transfer, JUCO transfer. He was roommates with Abercrombie, and it really been taking a toll on him the last couple of weeks. I spoke with him before the game, and he was in good spirit knowing that his brother had a chance to go home. So he's really showing that he's ready to play ball tonight.
And it's Roberson again up the middle. Stops short of the first down, pickup of 9. 2nd and 1.
Yeah, the Tigers have come out running the football with some conviction here to attacking the Golden Eagles in between the tackle. And right now they bring in Earl Harrison, who had a great first half as well, to see if he can continue this type of success.
Pass to Harris. Harris picks up the first down and more as he scores. Harris, the elusive runner, and showed at that time as he just was patient, setting the defenders up, taking it to the end zone. 20 yards on that pass reception and touchdown.
Yeah, we talked about it. The Tigers came out running the football. They softened them up the middle and then throw it out to the edges to your playmakers. And Treon made one guy miss, two guy miss, and then he turns on the Jets. And, you know, he's one of the fastest Tigers out there. Touchdown TSU.
That's his second touchdown of the game. He's got 6 receptions for 66 yards and 2 touchdowns.
But that was what you wanted to see from the Tigers come out the second half and continue to put their foot on the gas. That was a great scoring drive of around 70-plus yards. Nevertheless, the Golden Eagles are going to have to slow down the Tigers, and we're going to see what they have. They probably made some adjustments at halftime. Bailey Fisher, the arm talent he has. He's a true freshman quarterback trying to find his way. Nevertheless, the Golden Eagles got a long road to climb to get back into this game.
Tigers have scored 34 points in 3 quarters, and doesn't look like they're slowing down a bit as they came out and had a great offensive series moving up the field. So Fisher will get his opportunity to see if he cannot put some offense together as he was doing at the end of the second quarter with the failed field goal attempt. And coach is trying to pull his team together and really talk to them and see if they can't get them ready to go play some football in this second half.
Yeah, what the Golden Eagles have to do is get some of their weapons involved. I mean, we talked earlier about Josh Cunningham, the senior out of Murfreesboro, Tennessee. He's been non-existent in this ball game. Also, Andrew Goldsmith, who was the leading rusher for the Golden Eagles, also hasn't had a great first half as well. So the Eagles have some weapons that they got to get involved and help Bailey Fisher out to kind of get some points on the board.
Vanjie here at Tennessee State University's homecoming 2018, and Tennessee State has a storied history of football, and homecoming is a special time, a very special time for Tennessee State. Those games were used to be played in the hole, but the grand marshals of this game were Robert Covington. He didn't get to come, He's playing with the Philadelphia 76ers right now. Richard Lewis, trustee and board member, owner of Lewis and Wright Funeral Home, and Dolores Lewis, his wife, who's former executive director of the TSU Foundation. Also honorees, Calvin Atchison, who worked at TSU for years as vice president, Dorothy Lockridge, retired vice president for student affairs, Coach James Bass, former swimming coach and health professional, and also James Shaw, the Waffle House shooting hero. All right, there's the kick. It's a short kick, 15-yard line. And this is going to give Tennessee Tech some very good field position, as they're going to have the ball first down and 10 near their 40-yard line. They're going to mark it at the 47-yard line. It's going to be first and 10 from that point. And Fisher can't wait to get going. And that's the 37-yard line. Be corrected. There's that play that the last time they played it, it was fumble. And boy, oh boy, a big hit by the Big Blue Tigers.
Yeah, that's Vincent Sellers, who's the safety out of Florida, who came up and closed that gap, because that play has a chance. And if it wasn't for his heroic effort there, he might be still running.
Remember, last time they ran it, it was a fumble. And this time they ran it the way it was supposed to. A pickup of 2. Handoff up the middle, and the Tigers are not giving up an inch in the middle of the field.
Yeah, on that play, they ran an inside dive, and the quarterback, Bailey Fisher, continued his fake, and nobody was over there. I'll make a mental note of that. You'll probably see that play again and him keep it.
Fisher's got time. Rolling right. He throws, and incomplete. Had a receiver open, but he was on the move and couldn't get the ball in the hands of an intended receiver, Jeremiah Edwards.
Yeah,
Edwards was open.
Well, there's a flag on the play. I think the Tigers had 12 men on the field.
Yeah, he didn't get off in time. Tigers didn't. They were trying to get a player off the field and couldn't get him off in time, so that's going to be a 5-yard pickup, and didn't even have to run the ball.
Yeah, well, the Tigers had a 3-and-out there, and they made another mental mistake, not getting players on and off the field in a timely manner, giving the Golden Eagles a second chance to pick up this third down. These are the things you can't do for a team that's looking for any hope to get back into the game.
Strong left. Pitch to the offside, and again, big defensive stop by the cornerback of TSU.
Yeah, that's Nick Harper Jr. on that play. He came up and closed the edge, and sealed the edge closed the edge for the Tigers, because that play looked like it had a chance as well. I mean, the secondary has been playing lights out for the Tigers. Sellers, Harper Jr., Nesbitt already has an interception. The Tigers defense has come to play today.
All right, Tennessee Tech punting. Luke Maynard standing back at the 22, 27. And he's kicking it away from Rowland. Smart thing to do. And it's going to go out of bounds at the 19-yard line.
Well, you know, that's just good scouting on the Golden Eagles coaching staff. Now, they've come into this game saying that, look, Chris Rowland's not going to beat us. We're not going to give him too many opportunities. And nobody will blame him on that. But nevertheless, Treon Harris has stepped it up. Devon Johnson has stepped it up. The Tigers have some weapons, and if they get the run game going in the second half, that'll eat the clock, and it'll be hard for the Eagles to get back into the football game.
And one more guy that stepped it up. That's Mr. Hughes.
Yeah, Mr. Hughes.
He's having a great game.
Well, he played well last week. I mean, he was 30 for 45 and threw for over 300 yards in a losing effort. But there was no fault of his own. I mean, he had a great game up there in Kentucky. So nevertheless, matter of fact, he always plays well in Nashville, it seems like. He loves to play at home. He's a Nashville kid, and now he has the keys to the ship for the rest of the year, with Demry Croft being gone with a torn rotator cuff and will have ending surgery. So it's his team. They're going to roll with him, and he's taking advantage of that opportunity.
And Croft doing a great job while he was healthy, running that ball a lot. Though there are many opportunities to put a lick on you.
Yep, I think his injury was just one of those things. He didn't even know he was hurt. He played the whole game in Austin Peay. Didn't recognize he was hurt till the next morning. But nevertheless, that's why we talked about in the beginning of the season the Tigers having some depth, which has been stretched out this football season. And you have a quarterback like Hughes that was in a platoon system with Croft, and now he's playing every down. I mean, he's taking full advantage of it. You got to be excited about his development, and because he still has one more year. He's a junior, and so he'll come back and help you a lot, and hopefully Croft will come back next year as well, healthy.
All right, with Tennessee State University leading 34-0, they're going to start at their own 19-yard line. There's a handoff, and it's a bunch of running room for Earl Harrison. As Harrison carries the ball all the way to the 38-yard line. Pickup of 18 yards on the play, first down, Big Blue.
Yeah, looks like the Tigers have a new center that's snapping the ball. That is Demetrius Cooley. He's a JUCO transfer as well. Let's take note of that and see if he hikes the ball well.
Another good run off right guard. And pick up about 5 yards on the play.
Yeah, on the stop for the Golden Eagles was number 20, and we're trying to get a name on him. He's not on the depth chart. But as you see, the Golden Eagles have the same attrition that the Tigers have. They have a lot of guys out there that didn't start the season playing.
That's Tay Carter. And a good defensive effort by Bryson Tolley, the linebacker, on the intended receiver for the Big Blue Tiger, Andrew Knox.
Yeah, it's good to see Knox back as well. He also had a loss in his family last week. He lost his father last week and didn't play. So these guys are just trying to get back to some normalcy. And I guess football is kind of being, the medication to kind of soothe through these tough times.
The ball can be the equalizer. As a pass, and of course it's Mr. Rowland, first down, Big Blue, as he's going to be marked down at the 48-yard line. Pickup of 8 yards on the play. First down, Big Blue.
Yeah, that's a good pickup by Michael Hughes. They brought a blitz right up the A-gap, and he hit the hot receiver, which was Chris Rowland. That's a quick hitter. You got to read that right away. He did. He got the ball out of his hands, and that's a first down.
It's rolling again. Good defensive play by Adekunjo. And the Tigers are going to lose a few yards on the play. Ball back at the 50-yard line, a loss of 2.
Yeah, we've been calling Demi Adekunjo's name all night. It seems like he's a junior out of Clinton, Maryland, and he's been involved in a lot of plays tonight.
Downfield to Rowland, and he snatches it for another first down. Ball down to the 31-yard line. Pick up of 18 yards on the play and the first down.
Well, that was a big-time pass right there. I mean, he squeezed it in front of their talented safety, number 12. His name is Dante Wilson, and he got it right in front of him, right between the linebacker and the safety with a pass that was right on the money. First down, Tigers.
That's Harris on the reception, and he bulls his way across the 25-yard line down to the 24. Pickup of 8 yards on the play, 2nd and 2. And Hughes continues to rack up receiving yards or passing yards as his completion rate has got to be off the charts.
Well, at the beginning of the second half, he was at 77%, 14 for 18. So I don't think, has he had an incomplete pass in the second half? If so, it's only been a couple. Nevertheless, so that's a snap infraction on Demetrius Cooley. We just talked about him coming in the game, and he played with the ball a little bit too much. 5-yard penalty. Those are the things you got to correct, and you got to stop those type of penalties because they're self-inflicted wounds that you don't want to have.
Hughes creeping up on another 300-yard ball game with 241 yards. Looks downfield, and it's complete, I think, to Johnson. It is. Another first down for the Big Blue as Johnson pulls it down at the 14-yard line.
Yeah, Devon Johnson, we've called his name, quite a bit tonight. He's been the go-to receiver for Michael Hughes, who's 20 for 25, 249 yards and 3 touchdowns. That's 80% completion percentage. That's phenomenal.
Good stop for Tennessee Tech. Golden Eagles got tough on that one. On the stop, number 56 and 55. 56 is Scavo, and 55 is Tucker, Chris Tucker.
Yeah, Tucker's out of Jackson, Tennessee, a West Tennessee kid. And we talked a little bit about it earlier, how Tennessee Tech has built their roster with Tennessee kids. I mean, they have kids from all across the state, from east to west to middle Tennessee. And that's what Coach Alexander talked about, is that he wants to really recruit the state of Tennessee to build his roster. And that's what he's done, and he got some good players out of Tennessee as well.
That pass rolling was a first down pickup for the Big Blue. Ball down to the 3-yard line. 15 yards, 14 yards on that pass play, and Rowland is down. Boy, he's had trouble with injuries, and now he's down. He had a chest contusion a while back.
Yeah, he had a chest contusion diving in Eastern Illinois, the second game of the season for the Tigers. And nevertheless, he has been a Iron Man when it came to the Tennessee State Tigers. Nevertheless, he missed one game against Vanderbilt, and so he still has the leading receiver with 39 receptions coming into this game, and it looks like somebody twisted his leg underneath that pile, and he doesn't look too happy about that at all, and it's getting a little chippy out there.
Well, I bet it is, and these guys know each other. Tennessee Tech is right down the road, and everybody knows each other, so it can get chippy real quick. All right, fans, well, the Tennessee State Tigers threatening to score with 6:40 remaining in the third quarter. You're watching OVC Football on ESPN+.
Okay, Kevin, USAA Bank is here to help you stay on track. Budget's looking good.
Time to pack up, kids.
NFL Sunday Ticket. Get every...
All right, fans, we're back as Tennessee State University is looking at 1st and goal from the 3-yard line. And it's touchdown, Tennessee State. And I saw the 2, but I didn't see the first number. Okay, of course it is Earl Harrison on the carry. And the Tigers have scored again.
Yeah, the Tigers are really trying to pour it on now. They had this game circled on their calendar, on their schedule, because they had lost 3 in a row to Tennessee Tech. And last time Tennessee Tech was in Nashville was in 2016, and the Golden Eagles beat them by 30 in the hole. So, this is a game that was circled on the Tigers' schedule, and they've come out with a vengeance. And they have taken control of this game, 41-0 TSU Tigers. Now we just got to see what the Golden Eagles, Tennessee Tech, how they can kind kind of save face here now and make it a respectable game, you know.
Well, with the Zeta extra point, it's 41-0 with 6:18 remaining in the game. And I was looking at the screen, and I saw Coach John Merritt doing some commercials, and it actually took me back to my little boy days. I mean, I was the mascot for Tennessee State University when John Merritt was coaching, a coach that went 20 seasons here at Tennessee State without a losing season, sent over 100 players to the NFL, amazing career at TSU. But to see Coach Merritt with those old-time commercials that he used to do, it almost brought him back to life.
Yeah, well, you know, I was a little kid as well. I remember Coach John Merritt, but, you know, seeing those videos, you know, takes you back at how he built this program and put it on the map, and all the championships that he won and all the great players that he coached. It's the reason why a lot of people now to this day still love Tennessee State. It's because of John Merritt.
Well, now it's Coach Reed and Rod Reed and the Tennessee Tech. Again, fair catches. And it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 32-yard line.
Yeah, let's see what the Golden Eagles try to do. They've been attacking the edges the whole game, and that's been their line of attack. And that was another attempt to try to get the edge with that jet sweep, or some people call it buck sweep, but the Tigers are there to stop that play for a minimum gain.
We got an injured player on the field. He's not going to be able to get off, though. And Ray Coggins, he's safety. And I don't know if Tech's, well, no, he's not a safety. He's a corner. I don't know if Tech is going to notice that injury and go after him. And they haven't. And there's a screen, and ball is down by contact. And even though the play was not the most beautiful play in the world, it was effective, moving the ball to the 41-yard line.
Yeah, that's one of the things the Eagles have to do is stay in positive plays and short down distances on 3rd down. This is a 3rd and 1. They need to convert this to get their defense a rest and get some momentum on offense.
Coggins looks to be okay now. Playing outside linebacker position. Big 3rd down play for Tech. And looks like he got the 1st down. He did. It's going to be 1st down for Tennessee Tech as they move the ball to the 43-yard line. And Tech is back up and ready to go.
Yeah, you were talking earlier about Ray Coggins and what position he plays. Well, the Tigers have gone to a 4-2-5 on defense because, you know, they've lost all their linebackers. And if you look out there right now, they have one linebacker out there, and he's a true freshman, Terry Straughter. So, you know, that's one of the things about injuries. You just try to get your best players out on the field and just hope for the best.
Boy, that showed Fisher's arm on that last play. It just couldn't hold it, couldn't reel it in. On the receiving end was Seth Hunter, just couldn't hold on to it.
Yeah, that's one of those plays you got to have. That ball was perfectly thrown, and he needs his receiver to come down with that catch.
2nd down. Fisher's checking at the line of scrimmage. Singletary in motion. He's going to keep it. And that's not Singletary, that's Edwards, and I think he gets the 1st down.
Yep, the theme of the Golden Eagles is attack the edge, and put pressure on the secondaries to make plays. And Damon Armstrong couldn't get off that block and make the tackle. That's a positive play of about 7 to 8 yards.
He's going to be marked out at the 49, 3rd down and 2. Wow. Big defensive play by the Big Blue.
Yeah, that's Dale Porter, the senior out of Memphis. He stayed at home as they say.
He did.
And he made a play in the backfield. Once again, the quarterback carried out the fake. And I'm curious as when he's going to hold that, because he would have made that first down easily if he kept that ball.
Well, we might see it now, 4th down and 2. And right now, with 3:31 remaining in the third quarter, they may as well go for it. Let's see what happens. And it's going to be close. We'll have to wait and see. He might have gotten it.
Yeah, that was a great play call by the offensive coordinator, Trey Lamb, for the Golden Eagles. He played for the Tennessee Tech in 2011 when they won the OVC championship. He was a member of that team, and Coach Dwayne Alexander was excited to have him on his coaching staff. He's a young guy, and he had been playing. You know, he knows he's been running a lot of jet sweeps and things of that nature, and decided to hand it off and run a dive, and he was, you know, he got positive yards on that play, but unfortunately for Tennessee Tech, it wasn't enough. It's
wow. That's about as close as it can get. You know, football is a game of inches. And I looked at Eric Kareem, offensive lineman, get out there and make that block, and I thought he had done it. You know, I always cheer for the offensive lineman, and I thought he had pulled it off on that one.
Well, we talked about the Tigers secondary has been phenomenal tonight. They've made a lot of plays, and the Golden Eagles are really putting a lot of pressure on them to make plays by running a lot of jet sweeps and misdirections and things of that nature. But nevertheless, that's a big stop for the Tigers defense.
The ball turns over to Tennessee State as the officials are holding up play. All right, they're going to check the mark.
Yeah, I thought that they might do that just because, you know, they're in plus territory on the Tiger side of the football. And, you know, an inch or two might get you, might get you a first down. So, hey, why not?
Well, Tennessee State right now with 439 yards total offense. Tennessee Tech 115. Tigers 318 in the air. Tech 38. Tigers with 121 yards rushing. Tech 37. Tigers 23 first downs. Tech 9. But there's only 2 difference between total of plays. Tennessee State 48 and Tech 49.
Yeah, the Tigers has just been dominant tonight. You kind of figured that they were a little aggravated about the 3-game losing streak. Also, they got some encouragement on Wednesday where Christian Abercrombie had a chance to go home and start his rehabilitation. So that probably helped the Tigers out as well to focus on football. That had been weighing heavily on all the players, and especially Coach Reed. It had been devastating for him.
Right.
So nevertheless, it's just really just trying to have some semblance of normalcy for the Tigers this year, because we've had 2 canceled games. Okay, we had a catastrophic injury. You had 22 players that's been on the injury list, and just to go to a game on Saturday and play with some of your players and some of your mind, back in looks like they made a reversal on the play. But nevertheless, it's just good to get back on Saturday and play a little football.
Well, I'll tell you what, I agree with that reversal too, because my guy, number 63, Eric Kareem, got out there, made that block, and he made that happen.
Well, Eric Kareem is a right guard.
That's right.
So that means he had to pull.
That's right. That's what I watched him do. I used to do that in my old days. I wasn't 300 pounds, though, and moving like that. All righty. They're going to call a defensive pass interference, and the main reason is you got to look for the football.
Yeah, you got to turn around and find that ball, but I'm not mad at that penalty for Nick Harper Jr. The Tigers have been plagued with big plays, and sometimes you just need to interfere with somebody and give him 15 and don't give him the touchdown. So he was in good position. He just that's a tough call. It could have gone either way. Nevertheless, the Golden Eagles are on the move.
Jeremiah Edwards, the intended receiver, and Nick Harper got his hand up. He just didn't get his head turned. And it's going to be first down by way of interference for the Golden Eagles at the Tiger 31. Wow. Hard hit on the sideline. That was Singletary on the carry.
Well, and there's your guy again, Sellers, who contained the edge, and then it was Cook, his partner in crime in the secondary, to clean it up. That's a big play, no gain on the play.
I heard that lick all the way up here. Pickup of 1, 2nd and 9. Singletary in motion, and he's got the pass, and he takes it across the 30. And brought down by Laquarius Cook. Pickup of about 3 more.
Yeah, you just know that the Golden Eagles are setting up something with this action because they have gone exclusively to the flats and to the outer edge of the Tigers' defense. Look out for something off that play action.
Fisher back pass. He's going to run it, and great tackle by TSU's Jeremiah Kane, because Fisher would have had some green in front of him.
Yes, that's a big-time play for Jeremiah Kane, the transfer out of Mississippi. My homeboy, he's starting to get a lot of playing time at the defensive tackle position. That's a big play to get the Tigers off on 3rd down.
All right, Madonia's in the ball game. Your guy, my guy. Let's see if he can make history here. Kick is up, and the kick is no good. My goodness. Well, the history would have been an extra point.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
But for the guy that's been just kicking it crazy all year, he's missed 2.
Yeah, sometimes it's not your night, and it's been tough for the Golden Eagles. They're still playing hard. They've had a lot of adversity throughout the season. They're still, trying their best, and now their greatest weapon is not even hitting on all cylinders. So it's just a tough night right now for the Golden Eagles.
It's a tough night. All right, Tigers leading 41-0, taking the ball over at their own 29-yard line.
And we have a new quarterback out there. That's Cameron Rosendahl. We thought we might see him today, and he's in the game at quarterback.
We haven't seen much of him. Have we seen him at all?
We have not seen him at all. He had a great camp. He's a former teammate of Major Bellamy down from Georgia Military College. He was a guy that had 2 pretty serious injuries. I believe he had a shoulder injury and a knee injury. He thought he was out of football, and the Tigers kept giving him a call and recruiting him. And he's an older guy. Kid that's getting a chance to play, and I spoke with him before the game. He says that's a blessing to be on the football field again. We thought we might see him, and he's a guy that can really chunk it. I mean, he has an arm. He knows the offense. It's really exciting to see him out there and get a chance.
6'2", 210, Georgia Military. Face mask penalty, moving the Tigers up closer to midfield.
Also, we have a new running back in the game, Seth Rowland. Has been inserted into the game. He led the team last year in rushing, and since we have so many running backs, it's been hard for them to get on the field. So it's great to see Seth out there getting a chance.
Absolutely great to see Seth. He's a hard worker and has done amazing work on special teams. 2nd down, 8 yards to go for the Big Blue. Fake to Rowland, and the ball's thrown away. Got a little mix-up there.
Yeah, that was a little miscommunication between Seth and Cameron.
And I think that was Seth's fault.
Yeah, I believe so too. He wasn't. He ran a route, a very indecisive route there.
He ran into about 4 defenders too.
Yeah, I don't know that route. So
I saw him pop himself in the chest. I think he was supposed to be downfield somewhere.
Yeah, I believe so.
All right, 3rd down and 8 yards to go. Rosenthal back to pass. He looks. He throws to Rowland. And Rowland is going to come up about 2 yards short of the first down. Good tackle by number 20, Tay Carter.
Yeah, Tay Carter wasn't even on our depth chart where we have a 2 deep there. We see most of our players, but that shows just how depleted the Tennessee Tech football team is.
Well, he's a local guy from Spring Hill, Tennessee, went to Summit High. All right, fans, well, with the Tigers leading 40.
Torpedoes in the water!
You are authorized to protect your crew.
They start a war today!
Singletary on the punt, and he punts it into the end zone. Great punt by Singletary. He's trying to duck it right inside the 5-yard line, but put a little too much foot in it. But still a good punt. It's going to be first down and 10 for the Golden Eagles at their own 20-yard line.
So it's going to be interesting to see what the Golden Eagles come up with this drive. They're deep in their territory, so they can't be too aggressive. But also they try to get themselves back into the football game.
They're going upfield. Great pass and catch by the Golden Eagles. On the reception, number 17, Darius Stafford out of Memphis, Tennessee. And that ball is going to be marked down at the 37-yard line. A 42-yard pass play and first down for the Golden Eagles.
Yeah, I just talked about that. And there we go again. They're going to try to be aggressive with trying to get on the scoreboard. And they were deep in their territory, so it's a safe play to run this go route. And number 17, Stafford, made a big play, and he just got a penalty call on the next play. So, Stafford wasn't even on our depth chart, and he's in the game making big plays. So, Golden Eagles are on the move.
All right, pass interference called on the Big Blue Tigers. So that's going to move the ball up closer to the 20-yard line. Going to be down at the 23-yard line. First down and 10 from that point. Fisher getting holed up in the backfield and finds a way to spin forward and pick up a yard. It's going to be second down. Well, no, they're not. They're going to say that he didn't. Well, look at this. Tigers trying to cover all bases here. And that's the best way to stop one of those funny plays is to get to the quarterback. And that's what the Tigers did. And Fisher had to throw it out of bounds.
Yeah, that's the old swinging gate. That play either works or it looks like that. Nevertheless, the Golden Eagles are going in their bags of tricks to trying to get some points on the board, and I don't blame them.
Well, it makes it interesting and fun. Third down and 10. Here comes pressure again. Fisher's in trouble. He's still on his feet, though, as he tries to get the ball back up to the line of scrimmage and doesn't. And he will be stopped a yard behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, those plays, he looked like he was in the grass. You might have to blow the whistle a little earlier, because they're trying to protect quarterbacks on all levels. They're just trying to protect players, period, on all levels. So, nevertheless, Mandonia's on for a kick, about 41 yards, right?
Yep, I kind of want to see him make one. He's done too well all year to stop it now. Maybe it's the Pro Stadium. Kick is up, looks good. And it is no good. He misses again. My goodness.
Wow. Well, he came in today 10 for 13 on field goals. And nevertheless, we expected him to be a bright spot today. 14 for 14 on extra points. And today he's 0 for 3.
Maybe it's not long enough.
Maybe it's not.
Well, the first one was, wasn't it? It was like 59 yards.
Now, you know, kicking on a natural grass surface is a little different from the turf that they have in Cookeville. That may be a challenge for him as well.
Well, fans, Tennessee Tech, all their weapons have pretty much just have not connected. The quarterback Fisher trying all he can, but he's had pressure on him the entire ball game. When they do get their offense untracked, they just can't seem to get it in the end zone. And so Tennessee State having a big game right now. This is a big game for the Big Blue. 41 points on the board and holding Tech to no points so far. And for both the offense and the defense, with all that they've been through, injury-wise and what have you, it's a big night for them.
Yeah, just looking around the other scores in the OVC, one that caught my eye is that the mighty Jacksonville State has been defeated for the first time in conference play by Southeast Missouri State, 37-14. So the 5-year undefeated streak for the Jacksonville State Gamecocks is over.
It is over.
That streak started after the Tigers in 2013 went down to Jacksonville and beat them pretty handily. And from that point forward, Jacksonville State had lost a game in the OVC play. It was stretched over 5 seasons. But that streak is now ended, and Southeast Missouri is for real.
Well, both Jacksonville State was supposed to be for real, and so I guess that's going to okay, let's get back to the game. It's 1st and 10 for the Big Blue. Rolling on the carry and stopped in the backfield. And the ball came loose, but it came loose after the tackle. On the tackle for Tennessee Tech, number 55, Chris Tucker. And he's played a good game.
We have a new quarterback in the game for the Tennessee State Tiger. It's Kalen Whitlow. He is the running quarterback of the bunch now. They bring him in for certain Wildcat packages, so you can expect to see some razzle-dazzle here.
2nd and 10, and Whitlow's going to keep it, but again, Tech all over that. On the stop, Seth Carlisle. He's a freshman out of Macon County High School.
Well, you can expect the Tigers to keep the ball on the ground and try to run this clock out. But you still want to see some positive plays for the Tigers. You don't want any mental mistakes here. Finish the game out strongly.
All right, 3rd down, 10 yards to go. Whitlow, quarterback, and looks like he might throw it. And he throws it out of bounds. And the Tigers are going to turn the ball over on downs.
Yeah, well, you know, 2 running plays and then a little rollout for Whitlow. Whitlow is not the throwing quarterback. They want to run some RPOs. They were unsuccessful, so here comes Mr. Caleb Mosley out for the punt.
All right, it's 4th down. Mosley punting. Hadn't had to punt ball too many times tonight. Standing back around the 7-yard line. No rush. Got the return on. And his ball's going to fall dead and out of bounds around 39-yard line.
Yeah, you know, one thing that Coach Alexander talked about before the game is the attitude of his team, and they're still fighting. We know it's been a tough night for them tonight, but they're still hustling on the field. People are still hustling, still trying to make plays, and that's what you want. You know, this is a building project in Cookeville with this team who's had 3 coaches in 4 years, and Coach Alexander is trying to right the ship, and he said he's going to do it the right way. And you see the attitude of their team; they're still kicking and fighting.
They are kicking and fighting, and it has been a tough one. They've got 122 total yards, Tennessee State, 449 total yards. And so it's definitely been tough for them, but they're still playing and really I know they want to put some points on the board. The most unfortunate thing at this point is their field goal kicker. Madania just has not been able to get one between the uprights.
Yeah, he's 0 for 3, and as I said, he's a Fred Mitchell. He's on the Fred Mitchell Awards list as one of the top kickers, and he just had a tough night as well.
Well, it looks like Tennessee State University, unless something very unusual happens, will have a successful homecoming. And the fans, not very many fans left over there. They're all out in the parking lot, probably partying. I still call it prematurely. If the game's not over with 11 minutes left, it's not time to party yet.
Yeah, well, the whole homecoming week is a big party.
It is.
And I believe they moved the game up this year to party.
Yes.
So, I guess things have gone as planned.
Everything is planned. First down and 10. Fisher on the center. Singletary in motion. And there's a pass to the flats. Singletary run out of bounds close to the 45-yard line.
Good. That was an awesome throw for Fisher. I mean, he had a Tiger barreling down on him, and he was able to throw that ball with some velocity out to the sideline, once again showing the arm talent. He's going to be a good one.
43-yard line, pick up of 3. Fisher got some help back there, help him block. But that's Singletary on the carry. And Singletary picks up a first down as he crosses the 50 to the 49. It's going to be first and 10 for Tech. Great block by the tight end, number 82, Seth Hunter.
Yeah, another sweep for the Golden Eagles. They have attacked the edges all game.
Upfield again, has a receiver open, and it's going incomplete, intended for Edwards.
Yeah.
Edwards had some space, but the ball was thrown off the mark.
Yeah, that looks like for the Tigers is the true freshman Garlington, and is that a 15 or a 19?
It's a 19.
That's a 19, okay.
19, that's Josh Green.
That's Josh Green, the brother of James Green,
yes,
who's a linebacker. Yeah, he's a true freshman. Yes, sir.
Play action. Upfield has a man wide open and is caught and run out of bounds around the 18-yard line. On the reception, was that number 14?
Yeah, we couldn't get that number. Looks like 19.
19. That's R.D. Ford, wide receiver.
Yeah, once again, that shows the arm talent of Bailey Fisher. He rolls to the left and is able to turn his shoulder and get enough velocity to throw a 30-yard pass down the sideline. He's going to be a good one for the Golden Eagles.
All right, 5 yards on the carry. 4 yards on the carry. Second down and 6.
Yeah, that's a major hold that we didn't get called there.
Fisher's going to keep it, and he's going to be knocked down around the 12-yard line. Pick up of a couple yards.
Yeah, that's the officials missed that play. Khalil Jones was in the backfield right away, and he just got lassoed right in front of the umpire, the referee, and they didn't call it.
Daly Cole. That's a good wrestler there.
Yeah, the referees at today's game is Dustin Whitehead. He's the white cap, and it happened right in front of him. That's a double pass.
And it's touchdown, Tennessee Tech. caught the Tigers sleeping on that one.
Yeah, I kind of said something about it earlier, Howard, about all that action that they've been having on the edges, and to look for something, some kind of play-action play from that action, and there it went.
And
the double pass.
Andrew Goldsmith, and it was complete to Melvin Holland Jr., and Tennessee Tech puts points on the board. So here's the historic kick.
Yes, it is.
And it's good. That's his 50th
Yes,
extra point.
60 in a row.
60 extra points in a row. Wow. Congratulations.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
he's gone into the history book for the Golden Eagles, and he's now has the most consecutive extra points in the school history.
Wow. Well, you know what? That's important. That's important. Anytime you can make a history, that's a big day, big night. I know he wishes the score was a lot closer, but hey, this is work done over time. This is not just one night. And congratulations getting in the history books.
Well, the Tigers hadn't allowed a touchdown at home this year, beating Bethune-Cookman 34-0. So it took basically 7.5 quarters for the first touchdown.
All right, with Tech finally getting on the board, the score, Tennessee State 41, Tennessee Tech 7. You're watching OVC Football on ESPN+. Yeah!
With USAA Bank.
Stranger danger! Stranger danger!
In the kickoff, Zayden. Woo! Hard hit up around the 24-yard line. And flag on the play. A lot of activity going on out there right now.
Yeah, a lot of extracurricular activity going on between 45 of the Golden Eagles. He had a Tiger player on the field, and he definitely was doing a little bit of after-play activity. That's Storm Williams, the junior out of Milan, Tennessee.
Well, that was Ronnie Killings, and you know they had split them up, and there was one flag. Ronnie just wasn't going to be happy until he retaliated, and
well, you know, I agree with that, Howard,
yep.
but I also disagree with that call because it took a while for the first penalty flag to come out.
Right, okay.
They could have stopped that play earlier, but the officials decided to let the play go on a little bit, and that play was nowhere close to the ball.
You're right.
So that official has to call that penalty quicker, and the other officials have to step in quicker as well. That play went on for a while before a flag came out. So I think that's just a poor job on the officials on that call.
All righty, well, it's now Tigers at the 25-yard line, and I think, I can't see the number, quarterback, I think we're back.
Yeah, that's Rosendahl.
That's Rosenthal back there. Okay. Tigers attempting to run, and
see, that's exactly what I'm talking about, Howard. You saw that?
Yep.
They just called a unsportsmanlike penalty on Jeter on a play, and look how quick they're throwing those penalties.
Yep, they are.
Okay. I mean, they're throwing them. I mean, they just thrown 2 more penalties on the sideline. And
I think Coach Reed got a call on him.
Well, I mean, he has something to fuss about.
Right.
I mean, that's not.
All right, let's see. They're getting ready to talk this thing out, and we'll see what the indication is. Josh Trueheart standing over there listening. I guess he's going to help him out a little bit. He's moved away now. And so let.
Yeah, but you know, the game is getting a little chippy now. That's why I thought that the flag should have came quicker on the play before. So you knew that the Tigers had saw what happened, and you knew something was going to happen. But the officials could have got ahead of that, and now this is what happens afterwards. You know.
All right. Well, let's hope everybody's on top of it, because I've seen a couple conversations between some other TSU players and Tech players. So they got to stay on top of it and keep this game under wraps. All right, Tennessee State is half the distance of the goal, putting the ball on the 13-yard line. It's going to be first and a lot more than 10 from the 13-yard line.
Yeah, so it's going to be very interesting to see how this game is officiated on the way up, the rest of the 8 minutes and 44 seconds, because both teams are chippy now.
All right, I was getting ready to say 13 didn't seem like half the distance, and they're getting ready to move it back farther now, as that is not, now they've done the math properly. My colleague would say improperly called, but the math is proper. And so half the distance to the goal line would be the 7-yard line. So there we go. First down and a mile from the 7-yard line. Tigers have a long way to go. Rosenthal hands it off up the middle. And they get some yards, and then they lose a few.
Yeah, that's the redshirt freshman Sean McCauley in now in the backfield. He got his first actions a couple of games ago, and he's been a downhill runner. That's what he's known for.
Well, he lost a few because he got hit pretty hard. He wasn't trying to dance or anything. It was a good lick. And so a pickup of 4 yards on the play, and it's going to be second and long. Rosenthal's going to throw it upfield, and it's incomplete. Wow. Running to his left. I don't even know how he squared up and threw that ball that far.
Yeah, Bailey Fisher has done it several times tonight. It takes some technique to be able to throw that ball across your body like that. Nevertheless, this is the things that we're talking about, 2 personal fouls on that drive. The Tigers are starting to pile up the penalties again, and now they have to kick it deep in their territory on 4th down.
Well, at the end of the third quarter, the Tigers were penalized 9 times for 102 yards, and, of course, that number continues to increase. There's a punt, and fair catch is going to be called at the 48-yard line. Tech's going to take it 1st and 10 from that point.
Yeah, looking at it now, the Tigers have 13 penalties for 130 yards. Coming into the game, the Tigers had 20 more penalties than their opponents. 20.
Wow.
That's an average of 4 penalties per game more than their opponent. And they have 13 tonight. And
right now they have 11 more than their opponent. Fisher back to pass. Got a receiver wide open. That's Edwards. And Edwards going to be brought down at the, going to bring him down at the 30-yard line. It's going to be 1st down and 10 from that point. Fisher was running for his life, but he found life, and it is 1st and 10 at the 30. Pickup of 2 yards on the play, 2nd and 8.
Yeah, that's Stafford on the catch again. He's having a big night. He's been the one bright spot for the Golden Eagles.
In motion is Edwards. And there's a handoff, and corralled in the backfield. Big defensive play by the Big Blue.
You know, I was looking at that play, and I thought that was an illegal formation. That tackle was uncovered, but there was no call, and they ran it. So that must have been the way they got rid of it.
Right.
They got away with it anyway. That formation was a little different there.
Anthony Jeter on the tackle. A loss of 2. And Fisher on the carry picks up the first down and more as he's brought down at the 16-yard line. Pick up 14 yards on the play, first down.
Well, we talked about it. Fisher is a dual-threat quarterback, and like I said, we keep harping on it. He's just a true freshman. He was playing high school ball last year this time, so he has a great upside.
Fisher's numbers are starting to creep up, so he'll probably get well, let's see. Fisher on the keeper again.
Once again, Fisher using his feet on the zone option read. And the Golden Eagles are still fighting.
They're still fighting. The ball's at the 14-yard line. Clock ticking down to 5 minutes, and the Golden Eagles would like to put more points on the board.
Once again, it's that formation again, and that tackle is uncovered. And I guess they have two, the tight end and the wide receiver, both on the ball on the opposite side. If not, that's an illegal formation. So that's what they're doing. They must be covering up the tight end and making him not eligible.
Well, they've done it all night, so I'm sure it's not illegal, but it kind of looks it, huh?
Yeah. You rarely see a tackle uncovered on the football field. And number 50, unless he's reported in as a tight end, now that's definitely a legal formation. Okay, now he stepped up, and that tight end. So yeah, 50 is a tackle. He's uncovered, but they're putting that receiver on the line of scrimmage.
3rd and 2. That's Fisher. Rolling out, looking across field, and it's going to be complete at about the 1-inch line. Boy, that's about as close as you can get to a touchdown and not be scored as a touchdown.
Well, Howard, Tennessee Tech had 2 linemen down the field. That's an illegal play.
Ken Zerke on the reception. It's going to be 1st and goal.
The left tackle and the left tackle and the left guard was down the field like a run play.
Touchdown, Tennessee Tech. With 3:40 remaining in the ball game, Fisher takes it in.
Well, one thing's for sure, the Golden Eagles are going to have some momentum from this 4th quarter going into their next game. They had some positives here. And the Tigers, I know, have got their 2nd and 3rds in. We got some numbers that are not on the depth chart right now currently in the game. But nevertheless, Bailey Fisher still playing and still being productive.
Kick is up, and flag on the play. Not sure what the call is going to be, but the kicking team is going off the field, and possibly a call against the Tennessee State Tigers.
Well, it looks like the referees are trying to stay in control.
The Tigers leading 41-14 with 3:40 remaining in the ball game. Tennessee Tech has found a new life in the final moments of this game, making it, if nothing else, exciting.
Now, what are they going to do on that when you dive on the ball? They don't go to the 25, right?
No, you got to catch it. You got to catch it in the air. You got to catch it in the air, and yes, that's just it's just recovering the ball.
Okay.
That's going to stay right where it is. That's one way to keep you from advancing.
Correct.
Yeah, it's got to be in there. All right, let's see who the quarterback is.
Yeah, that's Rosendahl.
Rosenthal in the ball game. The ball at the Tennessee State University 13-yard line. And there's a handoff to number 28, McCauley. Picks up a few yards on the play.
Yeah, the redshirt freshman has to understand the situation. Either clock doesn't stop till 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter on out-of-bounds plays. He has to understand that he needs to stay in bounds to keep the clock running.
Ball on the 15-yard line. Second down, 8 yards to go. Rosendahl, the quarterback. Whew. The freshman knew what to do that time, and that's keep churning. And he picked up the first down.
Well, yeah, he's a downhill runner. That's what he does. He puts one foot in the ground and cuts it up and runs hard. He's a heavy load. He's up over 200 pounds. And so, it looks good for him as years to come.
Now, Jordan Bell is in the game out of Antioch. And quarterback Rosenthal keeps it as he faked it to Bell. Jordan Bell is a redshirt freshman, 5'10", 200 pounds, out of Cane Ridge. So another running back in the ball game. I actually know him. I never dreamed he'd get as big as he is. Bell on the carry.
He looked like he fumbled. That was a late reaction. I don't know if it came out late.
They didn't. I don't think they called it a fumble. Down by contact. So the ground saved him on that one. Pickup of about 5 yards. Third down, 5 yards to go. Ball at the 30-yard line. Waiting on the call from the sideline, plus allowing the clock to tick down. We're inside 2 minutes, so Coach Reed's not trying to rush anything. There's Bell on the carry again as he blasts the middle of the line and finds tough going up there. On the tackle, Josh Lee along with Chris Tucker.
Yeah, so the Tigers are getting off a losing streak to come home. I've been on the road for 7 weeks. Had 2 canceled games. Just really a season full of adversity. I know Coach Rod Reed feels good about this win, to come home and win.
It's got to feel that way. Tigers are going to be punting with 44 seconds remaining in the game, so Tech will get an opportunity to touch the ball again. They're going to take a penalty. They actually called timeout.
Well, I guess he didn't want to lose 5 yards on that play. And you got timeouts, I guess you don't want to go home with them.
Well, that's what you call leaving it all on the field, right?
Correct.
All righty, well, looks like the Tigers will still be punting, but they'll be punting with 36 seconds left in the game.
Yep, so kind of look in the future, Howard. We have the next 2 out of 3 games. The Tigers will be in Nashville. They got Southeast Missouri after a bye week, and then they have Jacksonville State, and then they have UT Martin. So, I mean, there's an opportunity to still have a positive season here.
Absolutely.
They have a long shot opportunity to win the OVC because Murray State hasn't lost a game and they won today at Eastern. But now that Jacksonville State has lost a football game, all the opponents that the Tigers have left will give them an opportunity to move up the standings.
That's right.
And who knows, a 6-3 team with 2 canceled games. I mean, how do you evaluate that? When it comes to the playoffs.
Well, it's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough, and I don't know. Do they count the games as ties?
Well, I don't know.
It's got to be counted as something.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't be a forfeit. So I don't know. That's something that we need to look into and see how that is considered in the grand scheme of things. And it's also about who you beat when you are playing.
Right.
So if they can pull off victories against teams like, even though Jacksonville lost, they're still a tough team.
Mm-hmm.
But if they can pull off a string of victories into the end of the season, they should be at least considered in something. It's just hard to tell. Well, fans, the clock has ticked down to 0, and that's the end of the game as Tennessee State University wins big at homecoming by a score of 41-14 at the hands of Tennessee Tech Golden Eagles. And the guys on the field now, at the end of the day, once all the playing is done, players out there together, giving each other high fives and hugs. And like I said, a lot of the guys know each other, and I guarantee at the end of the day, they're going to be taking a knee in the middle of the field, a lot of them, and just being very thankful for being able to come out of this in a successful, healthy way. No real injuries on the field. So, fans, we're going to come back with post-game activities and give you some stats at the end of this ball game. Fans, we'd like to welcome you back for our final commentary as Tennessee State University wins homecoming 2018 by a score of 41-14. 41-14. Did I have a blank out moment then? The Big Blue Tigers just owned this game early in the contest, but Tennessee Tech found new life in the fourth quarter. They were able to pull off some big plays and put some points on the board. And the field goal kicker, place kicker, had a big day because he just went into the annals of history for Tennessee Tech, kicking his 60th straight extra point. Yeah, he did. He got into the record books tonight, but it was all about TSU Tigers today. It was. The Tigers came out fast. They had, a lot on their hearts. They wanted to play, a big-time game today at homecoming for AB, who got a chance to go back home to Georgia this week. A lot of Tigers were able to get back on the field from injury. And Coach Rod Reed, he just, he was loose before the game. I think he kind of felt his team was prepared this week to have a great showing, and that's what they did. And, of course, AB is Christian Abercrombie, the young player that was injured and was taken off the field in the Vanderbilt ball game, stayed in Vanderbilt Hospital with brain injury in a coma for weeks, but he's back home now. He's got a long struggle ahead of him, but he's home and he's with his family, and he's going to be fine. Yes, it was great to see the Tigers get off the losing streak, and I'm pretty sure that game was for AB. That was for AB. So, speaking of the Tigers and off the losing streak, now they're back on 2-2 in the OVC. Correct. And they are now able to look at the OVC in a different way because Jacksonville State lost today. And so even though Murray State's still rolling strong, it still keeps them bunched up right now. And the Tigers could really salvage a season. And, like you were saying earlier, if they could win out, having 2 games that were canceled because of weather, there's somebody to look at later on. But right now, this particular game today showed strong offense and tough defense. And that's what TSU has been about, and that's the way they started their season. Right. Well, last week, the Tigers had to change their defensive scheme because of lack of linebackers. So they went to a 4-2-5, and they got really gashed last week in Murray because of the change at defense. They had a week to work on it, and today they came out like the TSU Tigers defense that we expected. Nevertheless, a 6-3 team probably has not been that type of scenario before. It's plenty of 8-3 teams get a chance to go to the playoffs. That's right. But do you get punished for the 2 hurricane systems
that cancel your game. So nevertheless, you can't worry about that. You got to be 1-0 for the rest of the season. Each week you got to focus on the game at hand and win that one, and then just let the cards fall where they may.
Well, I'll tell you what, we can't get down to the end of the season yet without looking at a few stats. And I know you've got the magic in your hand. So let's talk about a few of the stats for final stats for this game.
Right. So, Tennessee Tech was under 100 yards the majority of the game, and they caught fire towards the midpoint in the fourth quarter. They ended up with 279 yards of total offense. They also scored 2 late touchdowns as well because they were being shut out the majority of the game. They got their damage on the passing side with about 200 yards passing, 79 yards rushing on 39 attempts. The Tigers ended up with 472 yards, 323 yards in the air, with an astounding 23 for 31 when it comes to completions, and then another 149 yards. The big stat that jumps out is 14 penalties for 151 yards.
Still struggling with the penalties, and this is only the second time this season Tennessee State has been held under 500 total offensive yards. The last time was against Vanderbilt, and it was like 370 some odd yards. So, I mean, the Tigers have been racking up offensive yards, just haven't been able to finish games out, but they finished out today with a big showing. Hughes did an amazing job at the quarterback position. Other players stepped up, and you hated to see number 3 not get one of his huge games leading the country in total.
Oh, yes.
You correct.
All-purpose yards per game. Mm-hmm.
But other players stepped up, and that's good to see also. And so now, what's next for the Tigers? The Tigers will be traveling to southeast Missouri and Cape Girardeau, and you never can tell how southeast Missouri is going to treat us down there because they play football.
Yeah, well, they just came off the biggest win in probably school's history in the last couple of years, and maybe in a decade, by beating Jacksonville State, who is a top 5 FCS program at home, and beat them by 23 points. So they're no joke.
Well, the Tigers are going to have to get back to the drawing board because next week it's going to be tough games. So for Derek Fleming, I'm Howard Gentry, and we're signing off tonight. You are watching OVC Football on ESPN+.